Hey everybody, what's
Hi.
going on? It's been a long time. Hopefully everybody is doing extremely well. I'm going to say it, and it's not going to be a jinx this time around. We are not going to keep you guys long tonight at all.
I'm
It's going to be a
tired.
very, very quick one. I'm tired too. I think, baby, the older you get, the longer it takes for you to like recover.
I wish you'd shut up.
I'm serious,
I'm so
baby.
tired of you.
That's why you always cold.
You so
You're
annoying.
brittle. Like you complain all the time. I'm just like every time, like when you talk, all I hear is yeah, 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 yeah. Stop pinching me. Come on. But hopefully everybody's doing extremely well. What's going on, Frank? Man, he's just always on it. Also, before he even mentions it, we're already on the plug as far as for the sneakers.
Yes,
This is the
we
flawless
are.
sneakers, so we've been working on them. We're doing our due diligence.
Yes.
The Gecko Genie, how you doing? Celtic, what's going on? Definitely got to tap in with you.
James,
We actually got to send a message to you guys. We got to focus on that tragic project and put our heads together on that. I need to take pictures of that as well. So hopefully everyone's night is going very, very well. The purpose, obviously, if you saw the thumbnail, is the giveaway. We're getting back on track. Again, bringing you guys tons of perks and quality content. And we're coming back to our monthly live giveaways. Also, we're going to be doing lives where we just kind of come on and hang out with you guys as well and get back to doing our interviews, Q&As.
We've got quite a few that's probably ready to get on here and do it.
Right. We've been seeing a nice little surge of interest of new breeders, new keepers getting into the industry. We've helped so many people over the stretch of this Black Friday event that we had, kind of making selections on different picks they wanted to pick up, asking about genetics, asking about projects, programs, what should, pique their interest, and trying to kind of leverage or aim people in the right direction for themselves, not for us, if that makes sense. Mackle Morse, what's going on? Triple AJ, the homie, what's up?
Yes.
Mitzi, what's going on? Dallas,
DNA. The DNA.
Hey, if you guys are looking for food, tap in with DNA.
Yeah.
He has the food plug for real.
Thank you, James. We appreciate that. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button.
Yeah, you can control it. You can do you're clicking away.
I got short arms.
So also while we're up here, again, 15, 20 minutes, go ahead, hit that like button, ask any questions that may pique your interest. Absolutely. Thanks for that plug. Go over to Wally in the Net. We love Supreme Gecko. They do it every single year. It's the most awesome event that you can be a part of and participate in.
Oh, it absolutely is.
The 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. We support them every single year. They are truly amazing people. Every time we even get in the vicinity of their area, they make sure that they drive down and come see us. We get pictures and have a great conversation, embrace, and
I love Wally.
Yeah, they're for it, literally genuine people.
Hey, Tesla.
Hey, what's going on, guys? And DNA says he has new flavors coming. Awesome. Make sure, Dallas, when you get those new flavors, send us some of the commercials, some of the marketing, some of the advertisement. We love to help you out, literally. We're also working on that video for you, so that will be coming out soon as well.
Yeah, don't trust the elf.
The elf, what's that? The elf on the shelf?
Elf on the shelf.
I kind of learned about that when we got together. I never knew about elf on the shelf.
I hate the elf on the shelf. No offense.
Why?
The elf has never been welcomed in my home.
Why is that?
Because I forget to move the daggone thing. That's why.
Forgetful.
Honey, yes.
So let's show some things off. So tonight, we like to do things very, very big. So tonight's giveaway is actually gonna be very, very special to us because it's actually a holdback animal, and that actually we'll start with that off first. Let's make sure. Yeah.
So cute.
So it's a holdback animal where we were like, okay, you know what? We're going to move this one out. And I think someone would truly enjoy it. And they can really, really work a wonderful...
Let's get this straight. He moved it out. I wanted to keep it. So y'all are lucky because I was like, why? Like, I want to keep that one. Nope.
You can't keep them all.
Well,
I mean, that's just how it goes. But let's see. Display there. Awesome. Close that one out. There we go.
Okay,
so,
you guys.
Check out that beautiful face.
The little face.
So it's kind of a little sneak peek, but that little awesome expression is a wonderful quad stripe, a soft scale quad stripe. We're at the point now where when we hatch these guys out, as long as they fall into the quality of what we need, a lot of the time, it doesn't matter whether it's male or female. We tend to hold back the best of the best, and this ended up being one of the best. And let's show you a little bit more so you can kind of deep dive into it. Let's see, how do I do that? That one.
Oh my goodness. So
you seen that one?
Yeah.
So check this out as well. I'm gonna get snazzy with this. I'm gonna get on.
He is not good at this, y'all. It takes him a minute.
Whatever.
I'm even worse. Look
so the lineage on this, I'll show that off as well. So yeah, I'm showing off bits and pieces here and there, but look at the thickness on that sidewall. Insane. Oh, just still don't let that one go. You gotta let some nice ones go. Got to. No. Have we had any shedding issues with super soft scales? No, we haven't. I can't say that we had any shed issues with any more specific.
Not any more specific. No.
As of yet. I'll just keep it. Hey, you know what? If that was the case, she would keep everything.
I would. Stacey's is nice and for me.
Yeah, it's a short live, so we figure, we'll pull down in little bits and pieces and let you guys see, what we're going to be giving away. And again, this is another perk of the Patreon, and we're going to be doing these giveaways literally every single month. Yeah. I'm not going to let you guys in on all the secrets, but probably multiple times, sometimes in a month. Like we did last year with the Exanta giveaway, we ended up giving away 3 instead of 1 over the course of the year. So
that was earlier this year.
Yeah, earlier this year, exactly. So we're going to keep it coming.
That's an annual thing, so that'll
be coming up too. So definitely want to stay tuned for some of that. So let's show off more of this little one. Actually, let me see if I can. I don't know if I loaded up the parents. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom.
You did.
Yep, I did. Awesome. So I know it's like sensory overload for you.
Yeah,
brains popping up.
Yeah.
ADHD going crazy.
Honey. Hey, before y'all, so you know how our intro it goes, it's like boop, 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 boop. He's over here doing it with his mouth. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, stop. I'm like driving me crazy.
So Kodak is our soft scale, and I wish I had parent pictures for him because we got him. He was produced by Amy's Critter Closet, and it's interesting enough that I believe his mom was actually a heavy, thick quad stripe like this baby here that we're ending up letting go. You can see the awesome pinning on our actual empty back knockout. So that's also in the mix as well. So that's why we would want to hold something out back like that. Yes, hit that like button. I'm trying to read. I'm getting old.
I know you are.
Oh, wait. We got a question.
Are you guys picking up?
Just curious. That's soft scale. That's soft. Yeah, it may be 1-on-1. Sometimes you have quirky issues with just like specific babies. And it's like no rhyme or reason. I could say in the past we've had, like, let's say you get one. We had one that actually had one eye, was born with one eye that was bigger than the other. And it wasn't a reoccurring issue. It was literally one baby. It was random. Never happened in seasons prior, and here it is 2 seasons after that baby hatched. You know, we've never actually had another one hatch out like that. It could be an incubation issue in their development. Maybe they didn't fully mentally develop to be able to shed off, you know, the shed. There's a number of reasons that these, especially since they can't talk to us and tell us what's going on.
I know it. A little bit.
So, are we picking up anything? It's interesting. So it depends. We are super excited about the hobby as a whole. There's quite a few things that we're interested in that we don't actually have. Chocho is one. We're interested in that. We don't have that at all. We do know of one breeder we're really, really close friends with that actually is working with Chocho. So that may be something we eventually work with. We have sables. We have fraps. Genetic hypo, Audra was just talking about. That may be something we venture off into. Genetic hypo and reptiles by Mac is the same gene. It's just named 2 different things.
As far as
but I've seen that. And Cold Fusion, we have Cold Fusion.
Yeah, we did.
That's a new addition. Thanks to Dallas and showing off. He shows off a lot of stuff on Discord.
Pixel, yes.
And it was very interesting to see it. And then after talking with Tom about the project while we was at Tinley, we decided to actually pick it up and start working on that as well. You know, it's a fun little project. And Pixel. So
Stay to the plug on Pixel.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so yes, Chocho is so expensive, but at the same time, and not just for us, I think anyone, you kind of go out and get what you want. We did it when we were starting with Exanthics, because that was all Audra kind of pushing. I'm like, you want to get into Exanthics? I'm like, they're awfully expensive. And I never say that. She's like, yeah, we need to do that. And we did it, and it was extremely rewarding.
So we talked about the lily white. We got in the lily white. We saved up our money to get that lily white. And then I saw the Xanthic, and I'm like, we gotta have the white and the black geckos. And so that's really where that came from. Just I really, really like the Xanthic. I like that. Initially, it was when Brian first started posting them on his website. Right. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing.
And we went down that rabbit hole, and I mean, it was spin for quite some time. Yeah. We even sold animals at the very beginning where we probably should have held those back. Probably. You know, but it's been quite the experience, quite the journey. It's laid the groundwork and kind of a blueprint for us moving forward as we kind of expand off into different areas, even non-reptile, under the Flawless umbrella. So real estate, you know, whether it's real estate, whether it's other business ventures, kind of trying to umbrella everything under the Flawless brand. And it's kind of copy paste and repeat.
Flawless enterprises.
And just kind of keep plugging away. What we have found in this process, this business journey, that a lot of people kind of tap out too soon. And when they tap out, they kind of, you know, when you give up, it's really over at that point. So just kind of figure some of those things out. So let's show another pick off of the wonderful
giveaway
we are giving away. Now check out that kind of overhead tail shot. That is the gecko that was hold back. We tried on these giveaways to give away things that we would keep for our projects. So you're getting something, she's shaking her head. You would get something that's kind of near and dear to us to hopefully either continue a project you're working or jumpstart something that maybe you might have not was interested in. But you have something that you can see, watch, grow, develop, work into different programs, and kind of improve your diversity in your project.
Hey, Clutchpod. How are you doing tonight?
Yes. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. Let's see if we get another nice shot.
Good shot. Little baby doll.
So when we saw the thickness on the side laterals of this quad, and then the pinning, it's not 100% pinning on the back, which is perfectly fine. We just love the expression because, again, only one of the parents being an empty back. You look at the back of it, and you're like, I see what you would call as typical markers, which you don't 100% depend upon. But regardless, this would end up being a holdback for us to work that forward and watch it develop. So
it was supposed to be a holdback,
especially matching that with being a soft scale and seeing how intense that deep bass contrast. She's like, it's supposed to be a holdback. You can't keep them all.
Yes, Stacy, truly beautiful. This is a beautiful gecko. It's got such potential. And
absolutely.
That's, you guys, a lot of times you'll ask us, well, what do your babies look like?
Mm-hmm.
And typically we say it all the time. We put them in there and then we feed, water, make sure they're thriving and surviving and all that kind of good stuff, and make sure they're shedding appropriately, and make sure they're going. But as far as looking at them, we don't really do that, just because that is where you start
going down that rabbit hole.
Yes,
and
trying to get.
You still do it. You
trying
still
to
pick
hold
one out and
everything.
You take pictures and you get out the different backgrounds. You
And
still end up going down that rabbit hole.
We keep our geckos like pretty much till they're at least 20 to 25 grams, because obviously we want to hold the ones from a progression standpoint.
Absolutely.
Hold the ones that we really want to plug into our programs going forward. But this little one, it caught our eye very small. So I'm just like.
And just dependent, and they just ended up going into the whole backside of things. So when they're this small and they look like that, you're like, could you imagine what it's going to look like when it's literally 30 grams, 35 grams? Like, man, the progression, the glow up is going to be serious. Let me get one more picture of it. And let's see. I think is that a good one? Gosh. You can see it in the Audra's face. Look, wanting to keep it. And there it is. I believe I've been doing better, not hoarding stuff, but only keeping the best. Yes, definitely keeping back the best of the best. The only time it really, really gets difficult, and it's not really tooting our own horn, when you start producing like a lot of insane or flawless geckos, and you kind of we end up holding back 3-4 males that's produced from the same clutches or the same lineage. And you'll find we'll find that we'll keep them until they're a year old or a little over, and now we're like, okay, well, we're definitely keeping this. And then we're like, well, number 2, 3, and 4, we're gonna sell 2, 3, and 4. Then it's time to sell them. You take photos, you get them ready to be listed, and you get ready to post, pick number 2, and you decide to hold on to pick number 2. So now you still got both the brothers, and you finally let 3 and 4 go, and that's literally barely letting them go, because you kind of want to hold them back too. So it gets to be really, really tough.
Yeah, you do need to ramp it up. You got to get on the good foot.
Oh yeah. Hey, inbox us. We always love talking geckos, gecko genetics, reptile genetics. We always up for conversation. Literally, we're like glued to our phones. People often ask who they're talking to when they're hitting us up on social media, and it could be either one. Like if you're like, "Hey, Audra, da 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 da," and I may answer it. I may tell Audra, "Hey, you got a message," and then she'll jump in. It goes. All the messages go to our phone, so we're just consistently.
And sometimes it's just like if it's something that's not specific to one or the other. Like if we could both answer the question, we just rock on. Like there's a lot of like few of the messages and flawless exotic creations that everybody thinks they're talking to Will all the time, and I'll pop over and like I'll answer something or whatever, and they just think it's Will, and we just keep on getting it.
Hey, Frank, it's happened more times than not on both of us, actually. I've actually showed Audra things, and she's like, oh, yeah, it's okay, because she's so locked in on certain projects, and then show her the same gecko with no true progression, literally like 2 months later, and she's like blown away. I'm like, you realize this is the same gecko I showed you, right? And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. And then the same thing she does with me, and she shows off certain things. It's like, oh, do you remember? And I'm extremely forgetful. I'm a very organized,
He says he is,
chaotic,
but he's forgetful on things that
trivial.
no.
Stop hitting me. It's not trivial. What's the other word? Are you looking at me with the death stare, baby?
Because he forgets stuff I tell him or ask him about.
I work in boxes.
Like I happen to remember, like I told you that a month ago or 3 months ago. I told you that X, Y, and Z. I told you we were going here at this particular time and on this particular day. And oh, by the way, I've reminded you every day for the last 2 weeks that we're supposed to be at X, Y, and Z. You didn't tell me that.
Nah, she didn't. No way. We held everything back. Yes, that's very important too. So, part of the information that we often give out on Patreon is finding your structure and being able to have your infrastructure in place to figure things out. That doesn't always mean hold back absolutely everything, but that actually is a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason it's a good start is because if you can kind of weather the storm of existing and establishing your business, getting your name out there, your brand out there, while you're building up your collection and focusing on projects that you like, then now you'll find yourself 2 years in, 3 years in, and being able to actually have for sale stock where these animals are no longer in your breeding plans,
Mm-hmm.
but you keep them, you play with them, you enjoy them the same as your collection. And now you learn different things about the genetics and how they developed over the years of you keeping them, that you can place them into the right hands that's going to work those projects moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you're based on what you've produced. Now, what's going to move you forward, how you're going to buy for it and add specific genes. You also have now available inventory that you're not necessarily forced to have to move. We never wanted to put ourselves in a position where we're running out of space and we have to move X amount of crested geckos. We never want to be put in that position. Everything we move, we want it to be a reward to, obviously is risk versus reward, but as a reward to anyone who's able to claim that. We see that happening even at a higher level than ourselves. A lot of times now we're putting out geckos, and once they get claimed, a lot of people are hitting us up saying, hey, I wanted that one, and it's already gone. So what that means in the business world is you're increasing the demand.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard and difficult to replicate the exact gecko. It's nearly impossible for the exact gecko. So if you know the demand is there, people got to kind of come in fast and hopefully claim it. We see that also happening with Brian at altitude.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see the demand is there, all you need to do is make sure you can offer up the supply. And if you don't, you just work on it.
Especially when you're talking about like putting per se, like some of these very obvious genes that we work with, and people want the genetic component, as far as like, okay, I know that I want Xanthic, or I know that I want, lily white or whatever.
Right.
So if you think about it, this kind of segues into this question I say, what are we focusing on as far as our tricolor? And truthfully, as far as tricolor, we just focus on like the pigments. But that being said, like when you have a one of one gecko that's not necessarily an Xanthic, it's like some of our high white reds or a tricolor or some of these really gorgeous quad stripes that
Right.
like this little one that we're showing off now that's got such gorgeous coloring on its little legs and things like that. Yeah, it is a pretty much a 101. You're not gonna continuously see that replicated each and every single time.
Correct.
There may be 3 or 4 out of that season's clutch or whatever that say it, I don't know, it looks similar,
Right.
but they're not going to be exactly carbon copies of one another.
And then you're also going to work on different projects within those projects. So tricolors, we have contrast with very deep pigment, very, very different contrast when you look at it, and saturation of your color palette, your pattern, as well as 2 specific different projects. We also have the red tricolors, which I was actually working on trying to bring in, where this is actually one of the ones that we've sold. We haven't taken photos of all the ones that we've held back, but this will be one with a very brick base color, and that's working into our red tricolor. We actually kept a bunch of them that actually has a brighter base for our red tricolor specifically to kind of work that project forward, which made this one available, which was actually a high dollar offering. And this one, I believe, is sold at this point.
Yeah.
So when people are working their own projects and they see different things that fall into their field that become available, they jump on those because they know how rare they may be when they come across them. But that's actually a great question. It's awesome. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into the giveaway because we're almost at the 30-minute mark. And I said, I'm going to have you guys out of here. Definitely appreciate your time. So let's see. Oh, share the screen first. Let's see who the winner is. Okay. All right. So we have 38 entries. Everyone is accounted for. Let's see. I'm going to spend 10 seconds with the names. All right. Yep, it's still sharing. And click the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Let's see what we got. Who is going to win this beautiful Cresty? Oh! AJ has won Today Collection. Awesome. Congratulations. Congrats. Wow, that's freaking awesome. Way to go. It's like another addition to their whole crew over there. So
I just see James, you popping up. You say you would love to start an Xanthic Lily White project. I mean, yeah, absolutely. That would be a great start for sure.
Definitely. It's interesting because a lot of people have focused on Xanthics just like we have. It's definitely one of our driving projects, but that's not the only high. How do I say? Not a high valued project, because a lot of the projects are high value, but high demand. That's not the only high demand project.
People are looking for stuff that's very specific.
Right. Our empty bag, I want to say our empty bag project has been just as requested as our Xanthic project and our high whites.
Let's kind of just real quick, because we're going to get you all out, but real quick, let's discuss empty bags. People don't quite understand that empty backs are just like any other gecko or a progression animal.
Yeah.
People they'll hit us up and they say they want a cringe level kid. Well, what you guys don't understand is, like, if you've heard of Devil, the Devil line, if you like empty backs at all, Devil, who's in South Korea at this point. And Devil did not look like Devil when we sold him.
Right.
And Cringe did not look like Cringe when we first picked her up. It's the same thing. And when you get to a level of, you've got empty backs that are like of size, we're
Mhm.
not letting them go if they're cringe level. You know, if they're looking like cringe at that point, there's no point in us letting them go. We're just going to put them into our program.
Yep.
That's why we legitimately sell some of our empty bags a little bit younger. And people don't understand. Oh, well, they'll look at one and they'll be like, oh yeah, that just doesn't do it for. Well, okay, but give it another year and
that's the
they
thing.
won't be available.
You have to make judgment calls on it. You know, and it's a very touchy subject. We kind of dig into it a little bit on Patreon and some of our Academy series. It's very touchy, and we like to be, you know, welcoming and bringing everyone together. But certain things you may look at, and you may say, oh man, that wouldn't make much sense. I would do X, Y, and Z, you know, at the split, you know, second if it was offered. But it does, you have to make it all make sense in your business plan, you know. And it's like, it's not trying to, what do you say, get all the milk out of the cow. It's just trying to make sure that you're creating geckos in this regard that you're going to want to continue down whatever your project path may be. So if that means that, you know, in the perfect world, the market says the most expensive empty back is $5,000 in this imaginary market, and you're offered, let's say, $10,000 for a cringe, and you end up turning that down, a lot of people look at that as being, oh, that was not very bright. You know, they would have sold it, you know, just like that, and not taking into consideration that the market can drop from that $5,000 down to 2,500, you know, or lower than that. And cringe, by being a part of the foundation of our empty back project, literally, we still have all those animals that we hold back from her, but literally the animals that we let go from her still pulls more than the $10,000 that was absolutely an insane offer that was turned down. So you got to do what's in the best interest of your business, if that makes sense.
Of your program and your business.
Right. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed the live. We are going to be more consistent with you guys, so get your questions ready. We've been answering a bunch of them in kind of video form and kind of pre-recording them. But if you have questions that you end up putting in the comments, we'll answer them on the lives. We're going to have more lives coming your way. Now that the holiday season has slowed down for us, you guys wouldn't believe the days we were having with the event. Stacy just said I did an awesome job for us on the live with Brian. That was quite an event, quite the adventure to kind of handle what we have going on and then take on that as well and help out wherever we see fit. But stuff like that is important because a lot in this industry, there's so much division, you know, and then when you see, and again, I'm not going to talk about us in that regard, but we look up to Brian. And anytime you see two big names in the industry, you're going to automatically think, oh, they're going to kind of clash and be, you know, against each other. And put it out there. Be clear. Brian is literally family. At the same time of being family, are we competition? Yeah, you're competition, but it's good competition. We inspire him to do better. He definitely inspires us to do better. And there's nothing bad about that. We talk numbers back and forth. We're like, oh man, cool. There's no hate. There's no nothing. And literally, you can see it as transparent. We wouldn't do what we do, and he wouldn't do what he does if we couldn't, you know, if we weren't family and truly loved each other.
Thank you, Gecko Cove. We would love to come on your show.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Learned so much. It was so cool to see. Oh, always. Yeah. But we're going to cut it short for you guys, and we won't make you guys wait too long before the next one. We promise you guys. We also got more content coming out for Patreon that's going to be dropping exclusively for you guys. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of us and a lot more often. We hope you guys enjoy your night, and we appreciate you guys spending it with us. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.